Chapter 9 The Surface. Everyone was preparing for their trip to the surface. Well, the sea ponies are the ones preparing. Leo, Ace, Sonic, and Frost were waiting. They were relieved Magenta refreshed their air bubbles so they can breathe. But as they were waiting, a fast flash of gold and brown zooms past them and swims inside the castle. Sonic was pretty impressed, but the other three were a little agitated because the zoom of speed made them spin. "Hey, watch it, Doc!" Ace yelled. Suddenly, another zoom of speed came out of the castle, but instead of making the four heroes spin again, it stopped right in front of them to reveal itself. To their surprise, it was a merpony, but he didn't seem to be one of the guards of the castle. He had an orange-gold coat and emerald-green eyes. His mane and tail were brown and poofy like Pinkie Pie's mane and tail, but they were different. He wore a yellow vest and a chain necklace with a chain and a chain necklace that has a grilled cheese sandwich and charm being pulled apart. Strangely, it was sparkling an orange-gold color. "Sorry about that, boys," he said excitedly. His tail was swishing back and forth to keep him floating so he can swim. Seeing the necklace around his neck made Sonic curious. "Hey, do you happen to be—" Before he could finish, the merpony stopped him by grabbing his hand with his hooves and shakes it fast, making the bright blue hedgehog go up and down very fast. "Nice to meet you all. I'm Cheese Sandwich, the Prince of Sequestria. Pinkie Pie told me all about you all when I was on my way home from a birthday party, and now I get a Cheese Sandwich. Let go of that hedgehog now!" Then the merpony stopped and turned to find Rainbow Dash swimming towards him with an agitated look on her face. He let go of the hedgehog and swam back a few inches away from his blue sister. Rainbow Dash turned to Sonic and a concerned look overcame her. "Hey, you okay?" she asks. "A little dizzy, but I'm all right," Sonic replied. At that moment, the other royal sea ponies swam out of the castle, and Magenta was surprised to see Cheese a little frightened. Smiling softly, she swam over and held him in her arms. "It's all right, sweetie," she soothed, and looked at her blue and rainbow daughter. Rainbow Dash was uneasy at this and looked at her mother. "What? He was making Sonic dizzy!" she defended. Magenta sighed and placed a hoof on her head as she muttered her words. "Oh, Rainbow Dash." "So Mama, Sunburst gave me the last bit of magic to sprinkle on my charm after I overheard your wish of going to the surface. I want to go up with you. Can I? Please, 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 please!" Magenta chuckled at this and smiled. "Oh, why not, my little colt? Of course you can come, just as long as you listen to the rules." Cheese Sandwich nodded at this and pretended to do a salute to his mother. Later, after a long wait, everybody had swam up and up until they reached where the ocean above was sparkling beautifully. As they got closer and closer, Magenta was getting a bit nervous. Frost had caught this and turned to her. "You all right, Magenta?" he asked. The queen snapped out of her trance and looked at him. It's been a while since I stood up on legs," she admitted nervously. Frost smiled gently and took her hoof into his hand. "It's all right. You won't be alone." His gentle words made the heart of the queen skip a beat, and a blush of red that matched the color of a cherry made its way to her cheeks. She nodded, and everyone swam up to the surface. The closer they got, the more stranger the feeling the sea ponies are receiving grows. When they were close enough, the sea pony's nervousness had faded. Leo, Ace, Lexi, Sonic, and Frost had climbed out of the water and disappeared. Magenta, being a protective mother, swam up first. She took 3 deep breaths before shutting her rose-pink eyes and then jumped out of the water. She didn't jump back down. Still, one by one, oldest to youngest, the sea pony children jumped out of the water. Magenta! Magenta! Come on, wake up! Magenta groaned to consciousness as her eyes fluttered open and a massive headache had an impact in her head. The voice with a hint of worry had woken her back up from her sudden blackout. She sat up and held her head with her supposed to be hoof, but as her vision cleared, she had took a good look at herself. She gasped in surprise to see that she no longer had a sea ponytail. Instead, her tail had transformed into human legs. Curious of what she looks like now, she tried to stand up but only ending up falling down to the ground. But she didn't land on the ground. Instead, Frost had caught her in time. "Whoa, easy." Frost's voice was laced with worry, yet relief that she is alive. Carefully, the agua blue hedgehog helped the queen up on her new legs. Though a bit wobbly at first, she had managed to stand up just fine. She tried to look at herself, but found it difficult. That is when she looked down at the ocean to see her own reflection, revealing she was no longer a sea pony, but a human, but a different human. Her skin remained pure white, as well as her hair remained a bright rainbow and the same hairstyle. Her eyes also remained rose pink. Her necklace remained around her neck, and it still had the same heart-shaped Pokeball. Magenta could see she was now wearing a pretty outfit. It was beautiful. In fact, that it was so beautiful it made Frost blush pink. She was wearing a black stomach shirt with only black straps on her shoulders. A rainbow Pokeball with a triple pink heart in the middle was imprinted in the center, surrounded by 4 red hearts, and on the bottom was striped in a rainbow, minus the 3 pinks. She had a black, gray, and white striped skirt, fading to white to black, again with a multi-rainbow heart on the bottom left front. She had black, long, fingerless arm sleeves, but the stripes on them are different. The right was striped dark pink, and the left was striped dark purple. And the purple, both of them with dark blue stripes. Her socks looked really soft and fluffy. They were black but different, and like the arm sleeves. The right one was higher and striped dark blue. The left was lower and striped dark red, almost the color of blood. Her shoes were a light gray, and around her waist was a triple pink bag with no handle. It was strapped around her waist. To Frost, she looked beautiful. She looked around to find they were not at the docks like they said. They were more likely in an alleyway, a place between 2 buildings, creating an empty space for a dumpster to be placed. She was confused, but it turned into worry when she finds that her children nor her best friends are by her side, nor their best friend by their side. She and Frost are the only ones here. "Why are we in an alleyway? Where are my children?" she exclaimed in worry. Frost quickly came to her aid and held her hands. Your Highness, I promise they are all safe with my friends and brother, he comforted. She calmed down a bit, but Magenta still remained worried. Unknown to them both, someone was watching. His blue eyes stared at Magenta as if he was recognizing her from somewhere. He could feel faint tears form in his eyes as it clicked into his head. I finally found you, my beautiful Rose. Okay guys, that was chapter 9. I hope you guys like it. Okay, this time I'm gonna add the disclaimer this time, since I forgot to add it last time in my last video. Leonardo Hamato belongs to Mirage Studios and Nickelodeon. Ace Bunny and Lexi Bunny belong to Warner Brothers' Lunatics Unleashed. Sonic the Hedgehog belongs to Sega. Frost the Ice Hog belongs to Nathaniel Knox Frost 207. My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, containing Twilight Sparkle, Applejack, Fluttershy, Pinkie Pie, Rarity, Rainbow Dash, Sunset Shimmer, Starlight Glimmer, Trixie Lulamoon, Sonata Dusk, and Cheese Sandwich. They belong to Discovery Communications. Obsidian Pie belongs to Rihanna Session. And Magenta belongs to me. If you guys are wondering, who was that at the end of the chapter? You'll have to find out later in the later chapters of the story. Sorry guys. Anyways, I'm so sorry I forgot to add the disclaimer in the last video. I was so caught up in making the video, I forgot to add them. Please forgive me on that. Anyways, I will read chapter 10 and 10 to you guys later in the next video. Goodbye, guys!